Hey guys, heads up before watching or listening to this episode. We unfortunately did not capture the audio from the mics, so you're listening to our voices through the microphone on the camera. We do apologize, but we wanted to keep the episode up anyway because of all the good conversation we thought we had. Let us know. Talk time surrounding the NFL. Everyone is up in arms because every NFL team in some fashion is now protesting the national anthem by kneeling or sitting, not every player on every team. But this was largely in response to Mr. President Trump's tweets calling them SOBs and that no one should ever kneel and that they should all be fired.
If they kneel.
Yeah. And I want to know where everyone's at on this. So I'm mixed on some parts of it, frustrated with other parts. So Nick, where are you at?
That's a fair sentiment. What you just described. I have mixed feelings. Not so much because of the message overall, what it originally stands for, but it's been distorted.
That's my problem with it.
These people now that are kneeling, they're not kneeling for any other reason but to, show protest to Trump. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the original form of that protest was to say, hey, there's a serious issue with police brutality and oppression of people of color, and I can't stand for an anthem that supports a country that supports that. You know what I'm saying?
That's my problem with it. That was the original message.
That's the original message. Exactly.
That's gotten so fucking lost now in all of it that it's just back to, like, in my opinion, this mob mentality of now we're just going to jump though. He's kneeling, I'm kneeling.
Yeah. It's the ice bucket challenge.
Yeah.
Of the NFL.
No, they don't. I don't get how these protests exist without a centralized message. They're not accomplishing anything though. There's no focus
ratings
on it. I don't even know because they're losing ratings because of it.
I don't know if that's the case.
No, they are. The ratings are sort of dipping. But that's been a trend now.
Yeah, no, I know they were dipping prior to the protest, but I thought I had heard that week 3 had a surge in viewership.
It might have. I don't know.
That's why I'm saying that. I feel like it may. We'd have to go back and look at the numbers, but I feel like that's something that would generate controversy and therefore could acquire viewership. But it is. It's really an ice bucket challenge. Honestly, like if you watch the Cowboys, Jerry Jones is like motioning for the camera guy to come over and look at him locking arms with his players.
Yeah,
it's like a 20-second clip. It's hysterical.
Yeah, it took.
It's hysterical.
I was, kneel, stand, do whatever you want. But, like, when I saw there was one clip that was going around, because now the media before the game, they get every player, all be standing, be sitting. But then they scrolled over to LaShawn McCoy, who while the anthem was playing, was literally just stretching and showing a blatant disregard for the fact that anything was even happening.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, that's different. Like, that just shows that he just doesn't give a fuck, and he's just come on.
My deeper problem with it all is that football is such a huge sport. The kids everywhere watch it, right?
Yeah, of course.
And now all these kids are watching it, and they're thinking that that's okay, that you're allowed to kneel for the anthem because they don't really know. Because we can't even sit here and tell you what the fuck they're kneeling for. So how is a little kid supposed to understand the deep message of where it began? They're not. No. And now they're seeing that all these professional athletes a lot of them are supposed to be role models for entire generations, that it's just okay to kneel. I'm sure there's kids in school right now who are kneeling during their morning anthem because they think they're funny because they don't understand what's going on. And I have a big problem with that.
At the same time, though, should we teach our kids to just blindly accept the customs and norms that we have?
No.
There are problems with the system.
But what? No, but the whole point of the anthem is the American pride and showing for the people who've fallen for us.
Of course.
Right?
And the people that protest the anthem have come out and said, we're not doing this to disrespect the military. We cannot support a country that doesn't support us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand where that initial cause is coming from. Right now, all the protests against Trump, different argument, different case.
Yeah, that's why, and that's what
in that respect, I don't have as good of a basis of a defense. But for the original, police brutality, oppression of people of color, that's absolutely fair, and you can't call those people bad role models because they're standing up for something that is right.
Yeah.
You're actually a worse role model if you allow oppression to continue, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It's just that the message has now been lost, and Colin Kaepernick couldn't make a roster. Granted, his performance dipped off, but on separate occasion, no one wanted to sign because they didn't want, because the media took it and ruined him.
Yeah.
But now everyone's
doing
doing it, and no one else is losing their jobs.
And then in 2 years, we're going to see Kaepernick kneeling on shirts in Forever 21.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to see. 100%. Lock of the week. One night tag.
The only thing with this is like there's, and I think they've done it now with, I don't know if they've met with Goodell, but I saw a report where like Goodell was trying to meet with players. They need to just find a less divisive way to get back to the true meaning of how all that started in the first place.
But here's the thing. I don't know, I may be misinterpreting you, but what is the right way to get this message across?
If you're going after Trump, the way you go after Trump, I don't think is fucking going after the national anthem.
Why is that?
Because it's not Trump national anthem side by side. Like, to me, they're two different things. Like, yes, technically Trump represents our current country as the president, but the flag stands for so much more than that, and the national anthem, what it's supposed to stand for. That if you're trying to group those two together, I just don't understand where you're going. And maybe, like, why can't you guys just come out in the pregame warm-ups and fucking all lock arms together and have like a fucking moment of silence like that? Why does it have to be during the national anthem?
Well, because
Bring
that's
more attention to
it's
the
a
message.
point in time where you got all eyes.
Not even.
locked on.
Do you guys watch the anthem?
I don't even. That's the other thing. Like, I don't remember when growing up watching football and stuff. I don't remember the anthem before a Sunday game.
I just distinctly in prime time. I remember the prime time games.
Like the Super
Sunday,
Bowl,
Monday
stuff
night,
like
and
that.
stuff like that.
That was bathroom break time. Get some snacks.
But see, like that. Look, I didn't even know that whole Sean McCoy story. That one really fucking annoys me.
Yeah, I mean you could look it up too.
Yeah,
He has there's people around him. They're all paying. Obviously they're listening to it. They're doing whatever, and he's just doing. And he's not even like, you could tell he's not actually fucking stretching either. He's just like doing all kinds
He's
of shit.
trying to ignore it. And I can agree with. Like when Kaepernick was originating his protests, he actually was sitting. He wasn't kneeling at first. He was sitting.
Yeah, it was subtle. It wasn't like
Well, it started with the sit, and then.
But he had learned that was more disrespectful to the troops. So he was like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the troops.
So that's why he started
kneeling.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it is important that he is trying to protest the best way he can. At least again, the original message, of course.
But then there's like Ray Lewis, who swore up and down that no one should be kneeling for the flag and this and that, and then who was out there last weekend with the Ravens line?
Hey, tell you what, before 2 weeks ago, have you ever seen another NFL owner on a knee? 0%. 0% chance.
No.
Jerry Jones. You think Jerry Jones would have been on a knee for his team? No way.
No, he's got the most profitable, or not the most. They're the Dallas Cowboys, the most valuable team in the world. Yeah. Multi-billion-dollar. There's two more things that bother me in this whole thing. The one was, what's it? Alejandro Villanueva,
the left tackle.
The left tackle, who was a former Army Ranger and did 3 tours in Iraq. The story is, I don't know, it's true that he thought everyone was behind him when they were going out to the field, but hours before the game, they had a unified message that they were all going to stay in the locker room as a team. Which I am more okay with that, I think, than them going out in the field, which I think is divisive. Everyone's talks about this, because all this is doing is you're having the media control, like you said, look, he's standing, he's sitting, he's standing, he's sitting. To me, how does that not just create turmoil within the team? So at least if everyone's in the locker room together, someone's sitting in the locker room, someone's standing, but we don't have to see that, right? It's just for the team to figure out. But that's why I like that. But then they said that he thought the team was behind him, and he went out and he stood and did the flag, and then I thought that was awesome by him. But then he came out the next day and apologized for it.
Yeah, he shouldn't
have to apologize.
I think that's really sad. That guy, he's Perfect
That's-
example of why people stand, and he came out and apologized.
That was him doing that on his own. Like he came out and apologized on his own because he felt he didn't want to.
He didn't want to
disrespect the
he didn't-
message that his teammates were trying
Yeah,
to get.
he didn't want all these like reports to come out.
But then and then there's Big Ben who says, "I wish we would have done it different." Like the very next day, he said that. He's like, "I wish we wouldn't have done it like that." It's like poor Villanueva just trying to,
He's just doing the right thing in his mind, which is fine. Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I don't like. But then it comes back to okay. So yeah, obviously the NFL is a huge money-making machine.
Yes.
Huge. So they're a non-profit too, right? Somehow.
I don't know
how
the
it works.
legislation there.
I'm pretty sure. But that
they're all paid pretty handsome.
Yeah. The minimum salary is what, like $300K for a player or something like that.
Yeah.
300 to 500
Yeah.
kids.
Super minimum.
So we all work in places, right? Now, can we just freely express and protest
Yeah,
our ideas and
that's
values?
the other side. They're employees of the NFL.
They're employees. So can we go do that? Nick, me and Nick work together. Could we just go start protesting our values and beliefs on the clock?
On the clock.
So like someone who works at
I see what you're
Google,
saying. I see
who
what you're
uses their platform to push some type of
Agenda.
belief that they have. It's
I
like
see what you're saying.
Why is that okay?
because the reason why Kaepernick used the anthem, used the NFL as because if he was trying to protest all this on his own time, no one would
No.
have
Yeah.
any idea.
Yeah.
He did it at a point in time where there's millions of eyes on the TV
Yeah.
watching.
Millions of eyes. That was right at the peak of all this turmoil in
Yeah.
the country too. When he
So, I
started
mean,
it.
That's where it gets kind of iffy because they are technically employees,
Yeah.
and you have a right to protest, but not on that.
That's why, in my opinion, the NFL needs to come out and they need to say, you need to respect the anthem. Whatever they're going to define that as, I don't think anyone should really be allowed to kneel when they're in the NFL. Take your protest. When you're off the clock, when you're not playing on the team, go organize as a group. Why are you using, exactly like we said, the platform where no one else can do that? Anyone else would probably be fired. Normal people.
It depends on what the circumstance was, because it is important that even while on the clock in that situation, they're not doing the thing that they're getting paid for in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not getting paid to sit or stand for the end. They're getting paid to play football. So they're not actually violating their work. It's not like you see their team just
You're
take a snap
getting
and do nothing.
paid to wear
The uniform.
The
No, but
uniform
the
to be out
two
there.
things you guys are missing too is there's like an NFL contract rule book too, and
Okay.
there's an excerpt in there that states that you must stand during the national anthem
Where's that?
as an employee of the NFL. Like, as a player, I've seen it go around of I guess their contract or whatever, and that states there
It states in there.
that you're supposed to.
Well,
stand.
then here's the other wild card then. Goodell came out and said that he was proud of the players for week 3 for the
Yeah,
what they were doing. And at the end of the day, he's the boss.
he's the commissioner.
So if he says he's okay with it,
But I mean, he was saying he was proud probably because you could tell that in that week there was a huge.
Well, there was nothing really else he could say because if he said he wasn't proud,
yeah,
And it was.
yeah,
It was all of that outcry was more geared towards. What Trump said coming out and telling people to boycott the NFL.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if they've made a statement on the other form of protest.
I just
I'm
think
not sure.
they
I don't
need to
think
come
so.
out and you're going to get fined every week if you don't respect the anthem. Protest all you want outside. Don't use the platform because now the media is just going to focus on this. You're tearing the teams apart. You've lost the message already because the message is gone. People don't know why they're protesting. Now I guess it's just the Trump. So the people that were actually trying to accomplish something with the original protest like Kaepernick, unfortunately now that message is gone. Because now it's just a retort against Trump.
Mhm.
To me, there's other ways. I don't think you need to use this message. Show kids that it's okay to kneel because the kids aren't going to understand what the message is for. Like I've already stated.
Well, again, I
don't-
disagree with that aspect of the argument, but I can understand that it's the real message is overshadowed now by a petty message, and that they are on the clock. I understand that as well. But again, being a good role, like you're not being a bad role model. If you're on your knees saying "Screw America," down with everyone.
Well, I think like the
being a
Sean
bad
McCoy,
person.
that's
That's
role
pretty
model.
blatant. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Because you're not standing for anything and you're just disregarding everything.
In that case, I can agree with you. Well, Sean McCoy, please. But the rest of the people kneeling, I can't automatically say that they're being bad role models. I can't say that they're taming the minds of the kids. We should be teaching.
And I'm not saying that they're all bad role models necessarily. It's just it's like a collective role model, not the individual that. Like I said, they just think it's okay, and I don't like that.
Oh, that's what I mean. We shouldn't stand for injustice. We shouldn't allow that.
But that's not. They're standing just against one man.
Yeah, no. As I said, in this
Yeah,
particular
yeah,
instance,
yeah,
yes.
that's
But automatically, don't touch the anthem. We can't just lock ourselves into that
no.
mentality. Then we're
Yeah, I agree with that.
in that direction.
What I liked, I think the other night it was the Packers. Literally everyone on the team was just
Locked
locked arms.
Yeah. To me, that's
Show unity, show something like that instead of having all these,
Yeah, no,
Individual.
I like that. I think I'm fine with that. You're standing, you're unified as a team, you're showing. To me, that's a peaceful protest.
I mean, all of it's been peaceful.
Yeah, it's none of it's been
Yeah.
malicious, but I don't know. At the end of the day, it's entertainment, and I view sports and everything else as an escape from
Yep, that's the other
all
thing.
all the craziness that goes on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wish it would get back to that, but I understand why sort of everything started.
But now, every week, for the remainder of the 2017-18 season, for the remainder of the next off season, this is the headline every week.
I think we'll see this week. I don't think it's going to be as much of a. It's not going to be as covered.
But
as it was
Goodell
last
still has to come out and comment on it because they were meeting all this week and talking about what their
Yeah, because there's a way.
stance
There's
is.
probably a way they could come up with something else. I don't know. We'll see.
Time will
See.
tell.
Thank you guys for watching or listening.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/4playvideo.
If you like what we're doing, make sure to smash that like button.
Be sure to share all our videos with your friends so we could continue to grow, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.